Happy Polarthon! This week is Polarthon. It is the Polar Fantasy Readathon hosted by Jade at JD Ray Reads. I took part in this readathon last year and I loved it, so I'm taking part again this year, and I thought I would take you along for the ride. Each year there are 5 prompts for Polarthon. They're all polar Arctic themed. And you can double up. Last year I didn't double up. I set myself a challenge to read 5 books in 1 week and I did manage it. But last year we were in a lockdown. This year we are not. So I'm going for 3 books this week to cover all of the prompts. And there are 2 teams. I've joined the Explorers team. And the first prompt, I'm going to tell you my TBR first before I give you any reading updates. So the first prompt is a book about an adventure, because we're polar explorers. And I was going through all my books. I want to read short things. It's a readathon, short books are the way forward. What could be more guaranteed adventure than some Jules Verne? So Journey to the Centre of the Earth is going to be my first book this week. I'm hoping, because it's not that long, and my memory of Jules Verne is less than 200 pages long. I read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea last summer and I was surprised by how readable it was. That it's a page turner. He writes a page turner. I don't know who the translator is. I don't know if that will affect the reading speed. Joyce Gard, if someone knows a lot about translation, please let me know if that's a good translation. It's just the one I've got. But I'm really looking forward to reading this because I loved 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And looking forward to reading more. So this is going to be my first one, which I'll keep you updated about over the next day or so as I read it. So the next 2 prompts are, the first one is A Cold Word, I think, is the next prompt. So Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Very famous book, very popular book. And this one is, I think, a magical coffee shop where you can sit and talk to someone who I think has passed away. I think you talk to people who've passed away, but you can only talk to them as the coffee gets cold and before the coffee gets cold, hence the title. I think this is going to be a chaotic reading vlog if the first 2 minutes are anything to go by. So yes, this is what I'm reading for A Cold Word, and there's another prompt for a foiled cover. So when I picked this for the cold word, I was like, hold on a second. What is that I see in the wallpaper of the book cover? It's foiled. So double prompt. We've doubled up. So there's the first 2. Again, very short. So I'm hoping that these combined, even though I've got quite a busy week, I'm hoping it won't take me too long to read these 2. And then the final book I'm reading, which is for the Ice Magic prompt and the Polar Fantasy prompt, the final prompt, is The Bear and the Nightingale by Katherine Arden, I believe. I have been really interested in that series for a while. I don't know a huge amount about it beyond the fact that it's polar fantasy and fairy tale-esque and looks like lots of things that I like. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading that one for my final book. So I thought I'd take you along for the journey. I haven't read anything yet. It's currently Wednesday afternoon. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. Happy Polarthon. Hello everyone. Happy Tuesday. And yes, I am wearing the same jumper as yesterday. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk books. So I've finished Journey to the Centre of the Earth. My original plan, I thought maybe I could read it in 1 day because I started reading it and it whizzed by. I didn't quite get to it last night, so I finished it this morning. Really enjoyed it, had a great time. Yeah, it was a very quick read. It took me probably about an hour, maybe slightly more total, to read the whole thing. So definitely whizzed through it. I think so. Yesterday I was talking a bit about the translation, that I don't really know much about which translations are the best ones to go for. I did a little bit of research, by which I mean I looked on a Reddit thread, and it seems that this translation is pretty accurate but quite simplistic, which I agree with. I think Jules Verne has quite sort of to the point writing anyway, but this definitely, I enjoyed it, but it read like an advanced middle grade book would be like the vibes of the writing. So, you know, if you have like a 9-year-old you're buying a book for, I think the cover like matches those vibes. I think they've picked this cover to like match that. But the actual story, had a great time, so much fun. They didn't get to the centre of the earth, spoilers, which I was kind of like, not annoyed, but I was like, all that, and we didn't even make it to the centre of the earth. The science doesn't really hold up, but for the time, at the time, it was scientifically sound, and a lot of speculation as to what is under the earth, which I do find fascinating. Like I just think it's so cool, the idea of like oases and societies that like live under the earth, or like secret, like, you know, Atlantis, Disney Atlantis style secret places. So yeah, loved that, had a great time. I think I gave it 4 stars in total. I had loads of fun, and there were some like genuine laugh out loud moments as well, which I also appreciated. So I'm going to start later on today. I'm going to start before the coffee gets cold. So this is my cold word and foiled cover. And I've also started listening to A Winter's Promise, which wasn't on my original TBR. But I thought, you know what, I'll start listening to it. And then, because at the moment I'm doubling up on the last 2 prompts with The Bear and the Nightingale. So I thought, well, if I start listening to it, if I finish it by the end of the week, then I've fulfilled one of the prompts. And I've got an extra book on my Polarthon selection. If I don't finish it, I'll just carry on listening to it and still have fulfilled all the prompts. I'm really enjoying it. The audiobook is really, really good. The narrator's really good. Sort of bringing it all to life. I don't know a huge amount about it. I'm not very far through, but I am enjoying it, so I'll keep you updated on that one as well. So I hope you're having a lovely Tuesday. I don't know how much time I'll have to read today. Well, I have already read quite a lot because I read about 2/3 of this today. Just dropped it. But I do have a break at work later, so I might be able to get started on this. So yeah, that's a little update for you all. Hello everyone. It's now Friday. Would it be a Lizzie reading vlog if I didn't leave you for days at a time with no updates? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. To be fair, I did try to update on Wednesday, but it's a lot of incoherent ramblings. It's really not worth it. I'll just Sparks note Wednesday's update for you now. I've started and finished Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Honestly, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. I really liked the concept and the idea. It just it was a bit repetitive. I think I read at the back, apparently it was written originally as a play, and I think you could tell, like, it just would have worked much better in that format. I don't think a novel is necessarily the best format for it. I did enjoy it, but overall was left sort of underwhelmed. It didn't really go anywhere, and then at the last minute it went very far. So yeah, I gave this one 3 stars. It was there was enough things I enjoyed, but it didn't wow me, which is a shame, because then for the first half of the book, and in my incoherent update, which you will never see, then I was saying, you know, I was like, oh, I think it's 4 stars, hopefully it'll go up to 5 stars, and I somehow managed to like meander down to 3 stars. But hey, read it, and I'm glad I have read it, you know. So that's the update in this one. So this one is for the prompt of a book with a cold word in the title, and I was originally going to do this for the foiled cover prompt as well, but then last night I was like, you know what, I'll see if there's anything on my shelf that's super short that has a foiled cover, because I would really love to read more than 3 books this week. If I could get to 4, that would be great, even if it's just a teeny tiny book. And I did on my TBR shelf have Running Up on the Wires by K. Tempest, which is a poetry collection. So 50 pages, you know, it was a very quick read. And I loved it. I'm so glad I picked it up. I'm so glad. It was really, really good. It was fantastic. I don't know much about poetry. I don't know about poetry. I can't give you like critique on poetry, but I can say if I liked it, and I liked this poetry. And what I really liked, this is one of my favourite sort of types of poetry or types of poetry collection, is when there's a narrative that runs through the collection. And that's what this was, and I really, really liked it. It's about the end of one relationship and the in-between period, and then starting a new relationship. So it's structured end, middle, beginning, which I thought was genius. And as you can see, I've tabbed quite a few of them. I annotated quite a few of them because there were just some fantastic lines, some fantastic moments. I'm trying to find some of my favourite moments now. Where was the one that I just... Oh, yes. So this is in a poem called I Don't Want to Go Backwards with Her Anymore, I Want to Go Forwards with You. So it's in like the new relationship stage, and it ends with, I'm learning to recognise each pitch in the scale of your silence. I just thought that was beautiful. So yes, I've never read any of their poetry before, and now I've read this collection and loves it. I would be intrigued because from what I can tell, this is quite different from their other work. I would be intrigued to see if I enjoy their other work as well. But yes, very much enjoyed this one. So that's 3 books down for the readathon so far. So we've got Journey to the Centre of the Earth, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Running Upon the Wires. I am listening to the audiobook of A Winter's Promise. I don't think I'm going to finish it this week. It's a long audiobook. And I'm not spending much time in places where I can listen to audiobooks this week. But I am enjoying it, and in the wintry vibes for Polarthon. I started reading The Bear and the Nightingale on yesterday. I started reading it yesterday, on Thursday. And I'm about halfway through. I'm reading it on my Kindle. Let's see. I'm 46% of the way through. So far, I'm a little underwhelmed, to be honest. I really love the writing style. It's very like fairy tale-esque, but I feel like I'm really struggling to just connect with the characters in the story. I think if this wasn't for a readathon, honestly, I probably would have DNF'd it by now. Not because it's bad, just that I just can't. I'm not really vibing with the writing style. I know I just said I enjoyed it, and I am enjoying it, but I'm enjoying the reading experience. But I don't know if I'm actually picking up on the plot or the characters or taking any of it in. It's just sort of like, oh, this is aesthetically nice, but I don't know. I don't feel like I'm connecting with it in any way. But I'm going to carry on because I'm halfway through, nearly, and it's a pretty quick read. So hopefully, I don't know if I'll be able to finish it today. I really hope I can finish it today. If I finish it today, my plan to get my 5th book, that would be amazing. I was like, 3 books might be a stretch this week, but if I can get to 5 books, that would be amazing. So at the moment, The Bear and the Nightingale is doing double duty. It is the prompt, the Polar Fantasy prompt, and the Icy Magic prompt. If I finish this today or tomorrow, because I have quite a lot of time, well, some time on Sunday, to maybe read a bit. The plan is, if I can finish this with time to spare, and my motivation is to reread Wintersmith by Pratchett, which is one of my favourite books of all time. I love it so much. So I'm very excited to have the opportunity to reread it, and I think that motivation is getting me through The Bear and the Nightingale. And Wintersmith has a lot of icy magic in it, because it's the spirit of winter and eternal winter and all that sort of magic. So if I have the time to reread it, I think it'll be quick because it's not that long of a book and it's a reread. So if I have time, I'm going to read that as my 5th book. So that's a very long update as to where I am with about 6 different books. But yeah, I hope you're all doing very, very well. Happy Friday. And I will speak to you, hopefully, if I remember, later. Hello everyone. It is actually Monday night. It's been a busy weekend, but it's Monday. I finished the Readathon, yay! So I thought I'd just give you a quick update and wrap up of what I finished. So I finished The Bear and the Nightingale about Sunday lunchtime. I just didn't really connect with it at all. I just kind of, it felt very detached from the story. I didn't really click with it, which is a shame because I was sort of really optimistic. I was really hoping I would enjoy it. But hey, can't win them all. But I did have a couple of hours in the afternoon. So instead of updating you like I should have, I read all of Wintersmith in one sitting. And I'm so glad I did because I love that book so much. It's just so great. It's just so great. Every time I read it, I spot more puns. Every time I read it, I spot more like mythology references and like just sort of layers to the plots. Is one, I read it for the first time, I think when it first came out. I think I read it, I got it from the library like when I was a kid, when it first came out. I read it so many times since then, and every time I spot something different, which is really, really nice. So yes, it's a children's book that has seen me through and will continue to see me through. Like all of Terry Pratchett's children's books, there's just as much for adults as there is for children. And to talk about icy magic, it's like the ultimate icy magic. You've got the god of winter, the spirit of winter, as the sort of, not antagonist, well, kind of antagonist, as the problem to solve in the book. So I really, really enjoyed reading that, and with that, I've read 5 books for 5 prompts, which I was not expecting to do, so I'm really pleased with that. They were all quite short books. Let's say that. The last 2 were like 400 pages each, but I read some very short books, you know. But 5 books for 5 prompts. I'm very pleased with that. So thank you for joining me on this Polarthon journey. If you participated in Polarthon, I hope that you enjoyed it too, and let me know what you read for Polarthon, and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. I will see you all next time. Happy reading, and it's a goodbye from me.